Alright, what dots are we gonna connect today? This video is for Holly, and she was asking about mulching, and this is the result of mulching. Now this is pretty big, but you can find it smaller sizes, and if you want to apply it every year, then you can just rake it up, put in a bunch of compost, and then lay it down again, the same mulch, and maybe added some. The advantages of the mulch is that it keeps the soil moist. As you can see, if I would have been pulling away this mulch, you can see how wet is the soil underneath it, and it keeps the weeds from spreading. Now, yes, you're gonna have your occasional weed like this one here, but because of that, they come out so easy. Look, and the roots are not breaking, so it comes out completely. Look, this is a little tree there. I don't know if you can see it. That over there, it's a little tree, and it's gonna come out so easily. Watch it. I'm just gonna pull. It's in. See, it's in the mulch, and I'm gonna pull out 2 fingers, and the whole root system came out. Normally, these type of trees, if you find them in a lawn somewhere, it's gonna be so difficult to pull out. And with the mulch, because the soil is always moist underneath, it'll come out easy. And then obviously I'm just gonna drop it down. It's called weed and drop, or chop and drop, whatever you want to call it. As you can see, everything that we take out, we just drop it here and it becomes mulch. Now mulch doesn't necessarily means wood chips. It could be anything. It could be hay or straw, you see, as in here, or leaves, or whatever. Look, there's another tree there. I can pull this out, 2 fingers. It came out with root system and everything, and I'm just gonna drop it there. Another advantage of the mulching is it keeps relatively the heat in the soil, because it forms small pockets of air. It's gonna keep the soil insulated, and the top of the soil, it's not getting cold as with barren soil. Um, Look, another option here is this is a dandelion. As you know, dandelions, they have really deep roots. Look at this, 2 fingers. Yes, I'm pulling it out with root system and everything. It just came out. I'm gonna give these to the rabbits. So the seeds, let's say the seeds of the weeds, when they fall on the ground, instead of finding a really friendly, wet and moist and nice surface, they're gonna find a dry surface, and they won't germinate. So if there is a weed seed that falls on this dry medium, it will dry out furthermore, instead of growing roots in the ground. So that's why it's a weed suppressor as well. Not just because the weeds can come out, but because of the weeds, the weed seeds, they cannot go in there and grow roots. Look, there's another dandelion. These are, you see, old uh, flowers that we took down. Again, 2 fingers. This broke, but usually it comes out. Now, another thing is that you can step on it, you see, and you don't get dirty. Even after a rain, this stays without any mud on your shoes. You can walk in there, and also it won't compact the soil. The biggest problem of the soil is not when it's not aerated properly, and compactness of the soil, it actually makes the oxygen not to be present in the soil. So once you have this, it won't compact. There is more pockets of oxygen, and all the plants, they need oxygen, as in water, as in oxygen, and the nutrients. So that's why people, they do the, how you call it, the spring aeration, which is sticking those metal rods, little tubes that will aerate the soil. So you see everywhere we have mulch in here. It now it's This year we didn't pull it back and we didn't fertilize it, but you can do every year before all these flowers are coming out. You can actually pull the whole mulch back, rake it in, put down your fertilizer or compost, and then mulch it back again and add to it. That's pretty much for mulching. And it's consistent. It has a consistent color versus the dirt. Some of the dirt might be a little bit more sandy in portions where it changes the color. Now, don't buy the mulch that is dyed. So they have red mulch and black mulch. They use um, chemicals to dye it. First of all, I don't think it looks good. It doesn't look natural, but you don't want to have that dye leach into your soil. Then you can plant. So the only way to plant in it, and it's really easy, is to pull away the mulch. Yes, look at the earthworms. You see, I literally just pulled away half an inch, not even, and there is earthworms everywhere. Look how you see. I never dig. You see, there's another earthworm right there. I never dig or never uh, disturb the soil. If you want to plant something, just dig out a little hole, put the plant in, cover it with the mulch, and you're done. You can choose the spacing. It makes the flowers pop out as well.